What's good, man? It's OG Drip, man, the channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. And check us out, man. Today, man, we're going to talk about how others try to utilize your energy. Yeah, because it's tricky, bro, and it come in all forms and stuff. And sometimes by us being, spiritually connected or trying to, find some type of soul group that we're connected to, sometimes they have your conscience out to a level that you be looked at as the person that's actually the person that someone's getting ready to use. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring this to the soul group, right? Because check this out. By you being like this powerful spirit, or by you just having a different type of conscience, it brings in this different type of power. Now, mind you, the government has made people to think this is what this person is. So this person surround themselves around things. You ever seen a person like right now, like you know how you see rappers and they have on all the jewelry, all the clothes and stuff, but then if you caught them without the jewelry, the clothes, the tattoos and stuff, that they look like a regular Joe walking down the road. It's that type of stuff that goes on when we talk about it spiritually. Like a person don't realize their values, and a person don't realize, you know what I'm saying, their independency, their selves. So a person don't know how to actually go inside themselves and actually looking within them without, you know what I'm saying, without getting scared and running and pointing fingers. So sometimes a person don't know how to do that. So in life, we go through a phase where we're dealing with all of these people that has been pampered in certain areas, you know what I'm saying, by the government, or got these certain authorities in these certain positions of power where they feel like this is what it is ought to be. And some people feel like, hey, by me having $1 million, I am what it is today. But this is when we be saying, like, what if you ain't have all of that? How it's gonna, this is that inner character. This is that inner you. This is the thing that gonna make you you. But we're not talking about being so much stuck on yourself that it turns to ego. But but being, everything done in moderation. But being enough that, when you're around people, they'll try to switch it and make it look like you in the ego thing, or try to do whatever they can to absorb the energy that you have. Now, this is a tricky world, bro, because now this person might not know what they're doing, but this is how it works. This is why they call agents. They might not even know they was hired under the government to do a certain thing, because the energy that was already put out, it wasn't talked directly to them, but it came through a force of a mental way or a perspective to draw out something in your mind. You get what I'm saying? They love to use some type of logic, and the logic that they'll wrap around is stuff that don't have nothing to do with the ulterior world. So it's only talking about this stuff in this world, which is getting more lost onto not becoming yourself, but becoming more of this world. So a lot of people don't understand that. So when we get into a cult and having the wisdom to be able to break down those type of things, a lot of people has this energy in them where they're jealous, or they're trying to make out something to make you wrong in a sense. But it get even deeper than that, right? Because you'll have another angle where this person keeps you around, but damn near seems like they beating on you every day. So you have all of these different type of energies going out. And the reason why I'm coming at this like this, y'all, because I have to come from different angles. It could be different households. It could be where, and a lot of people like to take things flat. And the reason why that comes about, you got these Western astrologers, and then you got these other people on these programs that give you this predictive programming. So it's kind of making you already prejudge something based off of how it's going. But this is where it makes a difference at. When a person has their own mind, you can't necessarily associate them with no one else in this world. So this is when you start knowing that that person is spiritual. But yet that person could be associated with everything in this world. And this is what I mean by y'all, because you get what I'm saying? Y'all don't started understanding the occultism of how to escape the world. What does that actually mean and all? So let me give you a prime example. Today I'm outside, right? So today being outside is you hearing the natural sounds, the birds, the wind, you hear all of that type of stuff. So sometimes that type of stuff catch your attention. And what attention does is when you start building thoughts, emotions towards something, this is what you start actually taking heed to something. So a lot of people don't realize what they take heed in, or sometimes you don't be feeling like that emotionally because you're not in a place like that, right? You might not be toxic or something like that. So you might not be looking at something as in if it's toxic. But if this person is toxic, everything they look at, remember the lens is cloudy. It's going to come in a toxic format. And you got to shout out to the government for that, because they put everybody in the era where spirits was contrapped. So a lot of times people don't understand when you're being free at spirit within yourself, they think you're being too full of yourself, or they don't see you the exact way. So it's hard for them to see you, right? So this is where what I be meaning by not just saying what is your zodiac, because right now we all is in a moment where we're feeling like bosses. Right now, y'all, while I'm making this video, the sun is in Aries. And I like to break that down because later on you might come fit and see this video and you might need to understand this video is still going to be true. It's just a moderation of how much to dive into it is going to be a little bit different. Right now, everybody is more on a focus on themselves. But the people that's already been in the shadow work probably have been in the shadow so long that if y'all come out to present yourself, it may look like a maniac energy. It may look like you're crazy. It may look like you pseudo crazy, losing your marbles or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It may look like that because you have been in the dark so long that when you came out, you had too much to show and it all coming out at once. So it just look blinding. So a person can't see where you're actually coming from. So this is like the overexhaustion when we talk about the sun being in Aries. So sometimes as a personal house, you got to be careful right now. So when it get down to even cardinals as well, because they all get hit with energy transits according to the alignment with what's going on. And I'm going to start breaking down more of that too to help people understand it as well, or overstand it, how you want to look at it. But when it get down to this is when you have this type of energy going on, you're going to get played in position. Now, what I mean by that is someone is going to try to put you to a position and play it out. Now, sometimes you have to understand how this shit works because it's very tricky and it can happen in your love life. It can happen with your friends. It can happen even with your business partners and stuff like that. Because now, one thing you got to know about this world, yes, it's about you, the first 6 houses. That's what I mean by the dark. But then when you come out to the light, how you interact with others, the 7th to the 12th house, this is now talking about you building a relationship with someone else. Now, sometimes someone will see what's so good with you that they won't realize that it's you that's just good. So they'll make it out of everything else. Oh, it's maybe this person. Oh, it's maybe the way they look at things. Oh, and maybe they'll come up with so many things not to accept that it's you because sometimes people can't accept that they're them. What's good, buddy? Oh, what? I don't even know what he said, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, you get one. But anyway, yeah. All right, I'll get it for you. But yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and get him whatever you just said, chat. But yeah, breaking it down, though. And that's another thing. I said, man, you know what? I'm not going to let when my kids and stuff come and talk to me and stuff like that. Bro, act more human, bro. Don't let that dumbass Virgo constellation get you to try to make things seem perfect. Make sure you got on the right clothes and stuff like that. Sometimes y'all see me get up here with an ashy tea and don't give a damn because at the end of the day, none of that shit is bringing value. None of this shit from this earth. So when we saying shit like that, we really mean it. Like, it's all about you taking control over this intellectual shit, which is like an energy, or aura that was actually out, right? Essence. What's the name of it? I can't even think of it. The name of it, but it's before all of that, like before elements and shit. But basically, you got to take what's right, what is yours. So when you come in here, that is what you're here for. You're here to find yourself, and when you find yourself, as you're alive, and you're here to keep yourself and to help others find themselves. So when I was talking about the you thing with the first 6 houses, they still work that same way. So you should be able to tell others because there's some people that, and the reason why I mark that is because there's some people out here, just like the Masons, certain groups and shit like that, where they know the truth, know what's going on, and decide to hide it from the world because they want to be valued for more or looked at as in a different position, because if everybody had equal opportunity, they won't be in the same position. So sometimes you got real opportunities out here and they take full advantage of it. So they might look at a person that has lack opportunities and think that they did less in their life and not see how things go. So a lot of times we get prejudged energy that comes from this type of stuff. So now when people going inside themselves, it's going to be a time where not necessarily they want to kick you away, but now they're going to try to find where themselves at. So a lot of times people was try to search for anything. And it's not just talking about Aries energy that we're going through right now, but this is what I mean by on a magnetized level. So if like, you know how you got something to the second power, basically that's what's going on. So normally the energy will be treated like regular power pellets or something from Pac-Man. You know, I mean, the regular pellets. But right now the energy being like a power pellet when it come down to us going inside and seeing who we are and starting to see what we got going for ourselves, whether it's the value within ourselves, whether it's how we see ourselves from the outside looking in, whether it's us talking about what we want to build and structure, whether it's a family or how we deeply feel about things. And we starting to go inside, but sometimes people go so far inside and it don't take all that, right? Because you could be around others that make you go to this. And ain't no wrong with going inside first. That's the good thing about it, because if you always go inside first, at least you already got half of the battle done, because you're already looking at it like, hey, you wrong. So you're already taking accountability. But some people don't understand accountability and want you to take up and own up to shit that's just not right and shit that's just not right by you. And that's the thing about it. Sometimes a person don't know how to be themselves, so they attack you from being yourself or make it like you has a personal problem outside because you don't agree with the rest of the world. And this is what I mean by the government has fucked minds up, because it got people thinking this is the right way. Even when you go to a boat, even when you go to expensive dinners, even when you go to like putting on expensive clothes, it's all a mindset. And whether you want to accept it or not, the rest of the world is living through that. You get what I'm saying? So it ain't got to be the people around you. Because when you spiritual, you'll start, your little circle, your little square, you know what I'm saying, the four corners, actually start getting a little different for you. You know what I'm saying? You'll start having it a little plentiful. But you know you still got to have vamps, especially if you connected to these people or you're trying to help these people get somewhere. And sometimes people don't be trying to be a vamp or an agent. Sometimes they just end up putting on these outfits without knowing. But some people go so deep by them not knowing, and then when they do find out, they don't want to accept it. That lets you know, like the people I was telling you about in the beginning, it's kind of like them. They knew the truth, but they still want to push out the word. So they knew they were blind. They just purposely want to lead others blind because of them having this lost knowledge, give them a upseat or upholder over somebody else. Now, the stuff I'm talking about when it comes down to your inner you, it don't matter about that knowledge and wisdom and all that. Right? I mean, that knowledge jump, because when you start to look at it, it's about your personal experience, what you live through, and how you know how to go about things. Because everybody might not go about it like you. Everybody might not be broke and can handle that situation. Or everybody might not get hit in the face and can handle that situation like that. Or everybody might not know how to handle those kids when they're going through like that. You know what I'm saying? So what makes you out of you, the way that you handle yourself, a lot of people, yourself, a lot of people don't understand that. And this is the time where a person will hate you for you sometimes, but love you for you. So it'd be a tricky thing and a thin line between love and hate, because a person might not agree to everything. And this back to like how Wack 100 be saying, you might not agree. I mean, you might not agree to everything a person doing, but instead sometimes a person got to do what they got to do. But see, we're in a world where agreements, if you can't agree, so a person like that will always be quick to run to the exterior source to try to get others to agree with them or some type of form. And by it being a Masonic world, it's easy to do that. Yeah, but anyway, let me get to him, chat, man, because this man here, he gonna keep calling me, y'all. He ain't gonna stop. He got a little thing where he Aquarius. Y'all already know how he is, this Aquarius son. Boy, he gonna take every opportunity, even if it ain't an opportunity. The boy gonna take it. But anyways, that's a good thing about parenting and learning astrology too. So you can learn ways to deal with it and stuff like that, man. But anyways, man, I'm out. OG Drill.